All right, let's start with first things first. If y'all watched last week's fiasco, let me know. Do I got audio? Can you guys give me a thumbs up or something in the chat? Let me know if I've got some audio before we get too far into this, because last time I went 10 minutes in before I checked the chat, and y'all were telling me like, Sarge, you got no audio. Sarge, you got no audio. So lesson learned for me. I need to kind of keep a closer eye on chat. My bad. So if I don't have audio, let me know now, please. All right, welcome back to the Friday Night Prepper Pre-Party Show. And yeah, my name is Sarge. Just to clarify, if you're brand new to the channel, I am not military. I am not law enforcement. Sarge is just a nickname that I've had for a long time. If you're brand new to the channel, welcome. We drop videos twice a week. All things preparedness. We do foraging. We do financial preparedness. We do wilderness survival, a little bit of bushcrafting, lots of homesteading, gardening, things like that. We'd love to have you join us. If you're coming back, if you're returning, welcome. Glad to have you back, and I hope you're having a great start to your Friday. Got a good topic for you tonight. We're going to be talking about like what to do if you've got chronic health conditions. And awesome. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Well, if you've got chronic health conditions and you've been worried about what am I going to do for medications if we can't get them, right? And we're already running into some of these problems with supply chain issues. There's been antibiotic shortages. I know there were shortages for several other medications. I know people who take certain ADHD medications have been having a hard time getting those filled. I have asthma, and there's been some asthma medication shortages. There was a couple times where I've gone to fill it and they said, we don't have it. It's going to be a few days. Fortunately, I plan ahead. We're going to talk about all that tonight, and I'm going to give you at least 3 different ideas for how to prepare for this. So we're going to get into that in just a minute. I want to go through a few things first. First of all, if you're brand new to the channel, you're free to disagree with anything I say in chat, or if you're watching this on replay, in comments. I always welcome disagreement. Please be kind to the mods, though. The mods give their time freely. They are not paid. So just be kind to them. You can crap all over me all you want. I can take it. If you're really hateful to like a particular group or anything like that, I'm probably going to delete your comment. And if you're being like particularly obnoxious, the mods have permission to put you in timeout or boot you off or whatever. So we don't usually have a problem here, but I like to throw that out at the beginning. And if you enjoy anything you see tonight, if I give anything of value, please consider giving me a thumbs up. Just lets me know I'm doing a good job. Appreciate it. I want to start with a couple. Actually, I want to start with a mail call and give people a couple minutes to get notifications going, and then I want to do some shout outs, but let me do this mail call first. So this came in today. This is from AG 1776. So those of you who are in the silver stacking community, you know who that is. And there's my address. It's also in the description if you all want to. Anyone feels like sending me a mail. I do send stuff back. Sometimes it takes me a little while. So just be patient. If you've sent me something recently, I know I've got a couple things that got to go out. But let's see what we got here from AG. And I know I haven't done a silver stacking video in a while. I haven't had anything new to show you. And if if you're a stacker, you kind of know like that the market's been really wonky. It's up, it's down, it's up, it's down. And I personally am not buying anything right now. I'm waiting for it to stabilize. But if you are in the market for silver and gold, there's a link in the description down below. I'm an AppMax affiliate. If you use my link, I do get a commission. It's one of the ways you can help out the channel. So I really appreciate it. Been using AppMax for years and always get exactly what I order. Prices are good, fast delivery. It's you're going to get what you want. It's discreetly delivered. It comes right to your doorstep. All right. Thank you so much for the letter, AG. I do enjoy your channel. Got a new sticker, looks like. We got Liberty Bell. All right. Thank you so much. And there's a backside to that, too. Cool. And, oh, I'm sorry. That's a magnet, I think. This one's the sticker. Thank you. And I'll read the letter to y'all. Sarge, appreciate all your support. Thank you for being a part of this community. AG Stacker 1776. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. And I will get something out to you. I promise. Just be patient with me. It takes me a little while, but I will. I know who I owe stuff to, and you will get something. Thank you so much, brother. Appreciate it. Check out his channel, by the way. AGS 1776. In fact, I will grab. Let me see if I can grab that. Grab it for you. Let's see. Put it in chat. So bear with me here just a second. There you go. AG Stacker 1776. I got his link incoming right now. And let's say hi to the chat. Okay, there's AG Stacker 1776. So Beretta Vandy, thank you so much for joining us. Dragon Girl, appreciate that. Thank you for joining us. God is great. Always good to see you tuning in all the way from Japan. I appreciate you. And Angie, good to see you, my shopping buddy. I hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a good Friday so far. I have two people that I really want to shout out, and I'm asking for my community to help me out here. And these are two friends to my channel. Sorry, my contact's acting up a little bit. These are two friends to my channel that, yeah, I know you're saying, why is he wearing contacts and glasses? The contacts don't do nearsighted. Yeah, nearsightedness for me. So to read the chat and stuff like that, I got to use the glasses. I know. I'm a hot mess, y'all. Two people that worked really hard on their channels, and they put out content constantly, really high quality content. And for some reason, the algorithm just hasn't been good to them. They are both on the verge of 1,000 subscribers. So I'm asking my community, please help them out. Let's just push them over the top so they can start the process of thinking about monetization. Really appreciate it. If you go over to both of these channels and you subscribe, just let them know Prepping with Sarge sent you over. And if you want to help them out towards their hours, run their playlist a little bit, see what they got to offer. If you like it, give them some thumbs up, And the first one is my friend Celine Ferocious. Let me drop her link right now. Celine is a musician, but she also does like vlogs. She's up in Boston, which is where I'm originally from. I don't live there anymore. So I love seeing like her drive videos when she shows the city and stuff like that. And I see all kinds of cool stuff where my old stomping grounds. So here's Celine's link right now coming in chat. And if you're watching this on replay, turn the chat on. There's always good stuff going on in there. If you watch it late on Friday night, it might not be available yet. YouTube does this thing where they tend to screen it, but by Saturday morning, it's available. Second person I want to shout out here is Augie Silver Fitness. Now, Augie is, he does a fitness channel, and it is for 50 plus people. And I am in that ballpark. So he shows you that, just because we're getting a little bit older doesn't mean we shouldn't and can't stay fit. And he puts out fantastic content too. Please help support these two people. They have worked their butts off, and for some reason, the algorithm just hasn't picked up their content. So let's push them up a little bit, and I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. All right, next thing on the agenda, we're at 4,000 subscribers now. I'm starting to think about my 5,000 subscriber giveaway. I have some ideas on how I'm going to do that. Stay tuned. It's going to be different than ways that I've done it in the past. And I think I know what I'm going to have for some prizes, and there'll be like a couple different ways to win. So stay tuned for that. I promise you that information's coming, and share out, this information that hey, we're trying to push Sarge to 5,000 so we can get this giveaway going. If you watched my giveaways in the past, I give away really good prizes. I've given away probably close to 2,000 in prizes. Much of it came out of my own funds. I have had a few sponsorships along the way to help with that too, but a lot of it came out of pocket. It's just my way of giving back, saying thank you so much, because I really, really appreciate this community, and I appreciate the opportunity to interact with you all. What else do we got? What am I forgetting? I know I'm forgetting. Father's Day. How could I forget Father's Day? Father's Day is coming up. If you haven't gotten a gift for your father, for your dad yet, check out the description down below. I have all kinds of affiliates that I work with. Your dad would probably love something from Wazoo Survival Gear, or a new flashlight from Powertac Flashlights. Check out the descriptions down below. There's discount codes, stuff like that. You got to get on it though, because Father's Day is coming up in 9 days about. So you're gonna have to move on this quick if you're gonna do it. And I think that's it for announcements. Let's go ahead and get into the topic of today. So this comes up a lot in prepper forums and on Reddit and different places like that. People always ask, well, what do we do if we have some kind of health situation and we need medications, like for asthma, or for maybe you've got epilepsy, or your kid has epilepsy, or you've got asthma like me, or you've got high cholesterol. You can't just suddenly stop cholesterol medications. It's very dangerous. You could actually put yourself at risk for stroke or heart attack. There's all kinds of things there's all kinds of situations, chronic health issues, where you have to keep taking medications. And we're already in a situation where we're having supply chain issues. It's already happening. We're not even in a war or anything like that. And here's the big one. Here's the big piece. Here's the big elephant in the room that most people are missing. back in the 90s, right? If you're an old folk like me, if you're an old fart that's older than a dinosaur, you know that we had this thing that was called NAFTA that occurred, right? Some of you, if you know what I'm talking about, put it, let me know. Yeah, I remember that. And the whole purpose of NAFTA was that it was sold to us Americans as this will be good for the economy. We're going to open up business outside of the United States so American companies can go and build factories all over the world. And this is how we lost the factory jobs. This was the great downsizing that occurred in the 2000s, right? And there was Americans don't like those jobs anyways. We pretty much destroyed like a big chunk of the middle class because those were good jobs. You could have a lot of families. In fact, my ex-wife, her mother worked in a factory her whole life, and she made a decent living with it, right? So you could raise a family with a decent factory job, but we sold those all out in the name of cheaper stuff, right? And we also lost quality control, right? So this has happened in one of the industries which really took advantage of this is the biofarm industry. And so most of our meds are not produced in the United States, right? Most of our meds are actually being produced in China. Well, I'm not here to badmouth China. Believe me, I work with some of the companies in the description below are companies from China. I email with these people. I talk with these people. I have a friend who's teaching in China. I had a student that studied, some of you know, I'm a therapist by my primary trade. And I had a student that came over. Actually, I had a couple students that came over from China to learn how to be a therapist in the United States and then go back and apply that knowledge in China, right? There's no problem with the people of China at all. I have viewers who are watching from China. There's no problem with the people of China. But we have tensions with the government. The United States government and the government of China has some pretty big tensions that are worsening. And has nothing to do with the people. It has to do with the government, our government and their government, right? The elites, the power dons. And it's not impossible that that's going to, by outsourcing all of this stuff to China, that's not going to severely hurt us in the future, right? Like think about not just medications, how many products we're getting from China and what that means if suddenly our trade relationship falls apart. It's not good. And it's really not good for medications, right? It's really not good for that. So this is something you have to be thinking about now. If you're a prepper, and this is what we do, we think ahead, right? This is what we do. And it's not a problem that doesn't have solutions. It's just that the solutions are not simple, right? We got to put a little work in for it. Let me check the chat, and then we're going to go to solution number 1. All right, Angie, you're doing good. I'm glad to hear it. Jewelweed's good to see you. Appreciate you. Bacon's good to see you. Yeah, another great example of a government program doing the opposite of the state goal. Hey, make no mistake, a lot of people benefited from NAFTA, but it may bite us in the butt, and a lot of people lost their jobs because of NAFTA too, right? So, always pros and cons with stuff. We like, we Americans, we like our cheap stuff, right? This screen behind me, right? Guess where that came from, right? We like cheap and affordable stuff, but there's a cost to that. There's a secondary cost to that. By the way, if you're tuning in just now, check the poll and make sure you vote in the poll. It just helps give me a little bit of data. I really appreciate it. It's anonymous. I can't see which way you voted on that. Just kind of a fun thing. And again, if you're getting anything of value of this, please consider giving me a thumbs up. I really do appreciate it. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. All right, so now, number one way that you can start, and this is probably the cheapest and easiest way. No, it's the cheapest. It's not the easiest. It's the most time-consuming way to prepare. So let's say that you were taking cholesterol medications. We'll use that as our example. And you get a 30-day supply every 30 days from your pharmacy. Well, most people don't realize this, but you don't have to wait till your pill bottle is completely empty. You can usually get it filled 3 days early, maybe 4 days early, maybe 5 days early, depending on what the medication is. But you almost always you can get it filled 3 days early, right? So get in the habit right now. If you're not already doing this, start right now. Fill your medicine 3 days early. Every month, fill it 3 days early, right? And then you're slowly accumulating 3 extra days of medication. After a year, you've got a month's supply and then some, right? And that may not seem like a lot for us preppers who are thinking like long term, but it is because most situations really are short term, right? So like if there's a disruption to the pharmacy in your area, if there's a supply chain issue, if there's civil unrest and everybody closes down, right? If there's fires in your area and a lot of businesses close down and the supplies can't get in, if there's flooding in the area, that's usually cleared up within a month. Okay, so for most situations, you're already covered after a year of doing that. Keep going. Keep going. If you do this for a couple of years, you're going to accumulate a couple months supply, and now you're in much better shape than you were originally, right? And medications, each one is different. I'm not going to get into specific, like this one expires then, this one expires then, but a lot of medications are good past when you think they are good. There's resources online that you can go and look that up. The ones that you don't want to do that with, like anything that's like a cream or an ointment, when it expires, generally you're probably going to have to toss that out. Liquids expire quicker than pills. I think the gel caps, I wish Who's Your Prepping Nurse was here because she probably could help me out a little bit too. I think the gel caps expire a little bit before like, your regular like condensed pills. Like if you get like a pill that's just like a pill, it is not in a gel cap or anything like that, right? So some expire sooner than others, but most last longer than you think, right? You can take it after, most of the time you can take most of them after that prescription, like that month supply would have expired. You understand what I'm saying? And if you rotate, you're good. Like, so when you fill your cholesterol medicine early, use those 3 pills or 4 pills that you still had left before you open the new bottle. And you just keep doing it that way. So you're constantly using your oldest supply first. Capiche? Right? So that's way one. And it's the cheapest way. It's the one, it will take quite a while though. All right. Number 2, Jace Medical. And I have a link for Jace Medical in the description below. Jace Medical. Now, you all have, if you're in the prepping community, you already knew we could get emergency antibiotics through Jace Medical. And I have a discount code in there too. You can get emergency antibiotics through Jace Medical, right? And it's simple. It's simple. All you can do is you go on the website. They're going to ask you some questions. They're going to have it reviewed by a licensed prescriber, right? Like this is not some rinky-dink operation. This is legit. It's in the United States. A licensed prescriber is going to review it, and assuming that there's a reason not to give those to you, you'll be sent them from a licensed pharmacy directly to your doorstep. And if you get the Jace case like this, you get 5 different antibiotics and a book that describes which antibiotic is for which situation, right? So like maybe you had traveler's diarrhea or something like that. It tells you which antibiotic to take for that. If you had a cut that was getting like infected, it tells you which one to take for that, right? So number one, I really strongly encourage everyone to do that. I know that people in the prepping community were doing the fish biotic thing, for a long time as a workaround. You don't have to do that anymore. You don't have to take fish biotics, folks. All right. And yeah, I know what fish biotics are. I did my research on it too. I'm just saying this is a more legit way to do it. And you're not having to do this like workaround that is technically not allowable by the packaging. You understand what I'm saying? Here's the cool thing though. Jace Medical recently started prescribing for chronic conditions too, and you can get a 12-month supply of your medications for chronic conditions through Jace Medical. Now, I plan to try this myself for my asthma. I just haven't gotten around to it yet, but that's cool. Like I don't know anybody else that's doing that. And the really cool thing about Jace Medical is that these guys really do understand the prepping community. They understand what we're looking for, why we're looking for it, and our needs. And they really are there to serve the prepping community. So I am so happy and proud to be an affiliate for Jace. I communicate with them regularly. I email with them. I talk to them through Instagram. And they're just a fantastic company to work with. So I feel really blessed to have them as one of my affiliates that I work with. Can't recommend them enough, honestly. Fantastic option. Now, financially, that might be tough for you to pull, right? People have asked me what it costs like for the Jace case. Honestly, I don't remember because it's been a while ago and it depends on your location. Like if you're outside the United States, I think it's more. And if you don't want all 5 antibiotics, then it's going to cost less. right? So it really depends, and also market is constantly changing. So whatever I tell you for a price today may not be good in a month, right? It may be maybe more, maybe it's a little less. I don't know. Maybe we get lucky and it goes a little less. But just check them out. If you go on their website, you don't have to go through the screening. I think there's a thing up in the top right that tells you the prices. So you don't even have to go through all the screening before you get the price. It's all up front. It's all on board, right? So, all right, let's check in with your chat again. Yeah, it's like dollar cost averaging for medications. That's right. That's right. By the way, if you're tuning in, at the very top, there's a poll. And there's also, I put links for all the mods that usually come by. So please check out the mods. I see I got Bacon here tonight. He usually goes live on Friday nights. I put his link at the top of the chat. So please check that out. Yeah, that's right, Dragon Girl. They can do a year's supply of medications. Oh, that's awesome that you've been able to get it to work for you. I love that. Thank you. Was it, Dragon Girl, was it a pretty easy process for you? 5 days before, Angie Hart? That's great. I usually do 4. I haven't tried 5. Yeah, you're welcome. No problem. Yeah, I mean, whether it's China or I shouldn't just say China, like whether it's China or some other country, like there's a lot of crap that's going on in the world, right? Ukraine and Russia. There's huge tension between China and Taiwan. There's tension between the United States and Iran. There's tension between North Korea and South Korea, and like there's a lot of the ways that could go bad. Like if people aren't paying attention, you really should be. Like we are, one bad international incident away from World War III. It could break. Honestly, it could break out tomorrow morning. I hope not. I hope I never see it. I hope you never see it. I hope your kids never see it and your grandkids never see it, but it could happen. And so if a world war breaks out, not even talking about nuclear, that's like a whole nother problem. Just a world war, conventional warfare, supply chains from all around the world are going to get disrupted, right? If you're getting your meds from India, South Africa, whatever, they're going to be disrupted. There's going to be huge problems because we haven't built redundancies here in the United States, right? So let's say that 90% of the cholesterol medications come from, I'm just making this up, I don't know. Say they're coming from China, and all of a sudden we can't get those boats in. There's not enough output here to cover everybody that needs those cholesterol medications. And that's a fact. That's a fact. We outsourced way too much, and we put our national security at risk by doing this, right? Thanks, NAFTA. Yeah, awesome. Okay, so Dragon Girl says working with Jace to get her medications was very easy. She used their website, sent photos of her current prescription, and one of the docs approved it within 48 hours, and she got her meds within 10 days. That's awesome. That is awesome. Good job. Good job. And like I said, I got asthma. I need to be thinking about this too. I have quite a bit of asthma medicine stored up, but I'm always thinking long-term stuff too, right? And especially like when pharmacy starts telling me, like Sarge, it's gonna be a few days. Like, whoa, like when I was a kid, I don't mind sharing this with you. This is important. When I was a kid, before my asthma got diagnosed, I had a lot of nights in the emergency room. And I was very young, but I remember that. I remember not being able to breathe. And then finally, after that went on for months and it got diagnosed properly, and I got something that have changed over the years, but I got something like that. And all of a sudden my life changed again. And I could play Little League, and I could go climb trees with my friends, and I could go play war out in the neighborhood, and I could play kickball, and all of a sudden I could do these things again. I mean, if this was the 1700s or 1800s, I wouldn't have made it to my age. I would have been dead. It's a fact. The idea that like one day I couldn't get this, it's pretty scary for me, and for anybody out there that needs chronic medications, I know what I'm talking about. Like if you got a kid with seizures, imagine if you couldn't get your epilepsy medicine, right? You got your dad has a heart issue and you couldn't get his heart medicines, right? Diabetes, right? Like this is scary stuff, and our supply chain is so fragile. I wish more people would think about this. All right, so that was yeah, and I'm going to talk about the alternatives next. Now, option 3. So I am very much for medicinal plants. If you watch my channel, you know I like my foraging. I will always tell you as much as I know. Constantly learning about new plants and trying to get that information out to my channel as quick as I can. I take trainings when I can afford to and have time to take trainings with people like April from Wild Herbs Academy. She's on YouTube. Forager Chick, Dr. Mark Merriweather, Vorderbruggen. If I could take a class with Nicole Appolian, I would. I don't know that she comes down in our area that much. I'm learning as much as I could, and I do believe in plant medicine, but I also believe in modern medicine now. So option 3 is plant medicine, right? So if you absolutely could not get medicine, do you at least know what your plant medicine alternatives are? Do you know how to make that into an extract so it's strong enough to be medically effective, right? Like, so just as an example, let's say you had a chronic pain issue. Well, wild lettuce is it's got a compound in there that actually helps with pain. Willow has a compound in it that it helps with pain, but it's very mild, right? Like, I eat wild lettuce. I can tell you it's not even as strong as an aspirin for me. It's very, very mild. To turn that into something that's like helpful for a broken bone, you're going to need to know how to make that into an extract, right? So you have to do some work with it. You have to learn how to do those things. It's not enough to know the plants. You have to know what to do with it and how to make it stronger. So I'm going to link a book right now. And I also put this in the description. And this is not the only book, but this is a pretty good one. The Preppers Survival Natural Medicine Handbook. I'll put it in and this is an Amazon affiliate link. So if you use it, of course, I get a commission. I appreciate that. And I have to tell you that, by the way. So right now that is the Preppers Survival Natural Medicine Handbook. Okay. Now there's other ones out there as well. And if you get a chance to take classes with somebody who really knows what they're doing, that's even better, in my opinion, right? Like, reading from a book and learning from somebody who can actually watch you and give you feedback is even better. It's like learning martial arts, right? So if you can watch some videos and you can learn some stuff on YouTube, but you're not going to get it as good as if you took classes from an instructor who watches you and says, that's, you got to stand up straighter, you got to torque your hips a little bit more, right? Like, you're not going to get that from watching a video or reading a book. But it's good to have some of that stuff in your library. And then you need to figure out, like, what tools you need. Like, if you're going to make extracts, what do you need, right, to do that? So that is option 3. Different medicines will do different things. So example, for asthma, I grow garlic and rosemary here, which are supposed to help with breathing. I can tell you, as much as I'm a fan of plant medicine, it's not going to be like this. It's not going to be like that. It just isn't. Even if I make an extract, it's not going to be like this, right? So I believe in both. I believe that there's a place for plant medicine and natural healing and homeopathy and botany, all of that. Yep, I'm on board. I'm not saying anything bad against those things, but in my world, there's a place for modern medicine too, right? And some things from the plant world are hard to make into the therapeutic level that you would need for some of these chronic conditions, right? So I think most people know, like, CBD for epilepsy and all that kind of stuff. This is not medical advice, folks. I'm not giving medical advice. My channel is for entertainment purposes only. You got to do your own due diligent research, get some training, get some books, and figure out what's going to work for you. Right? All right. Let's check chat. If this was helpful at all, please consider giving me a thumbs up. Please consider subscribing if you're new. Share this with a friend. Let's see what y'all got here. Hey, Spokane, it's good to see you, brother. How are you? Aloha, Unc. It's good to see you. Appreciate you. Digital Prepper, how you been, brother? Digital Prepper, we need some content from you, brother. We got the AI is taking over. I need you to get on this, man. I need you to tell us what to do. It's not going to be long before these Terminator bots start coming for old Sarge. Everclear, yeah. So Everclear is great for a lot of medicinal qualities, right? I keep some in the house, and there's other things you can do with Everclear too. You can use it to help start fires, and um, it's going to burn like crazy, but you can put it on a wound to clear, get some of the infection out of the wound. Everclear is great to keep in the house. Turkey tail tincture. Yeah, you've been getting into growing your own mushrooms and stuff, man. That's awesome. Really appreciate that. Okay, awesome. So Digital's got some new videos coming out. Because brother, we need you to lead us in this AI war that's coming. We're gonna need you to be the general, man. You're gonna have to step it up because I know how to use computers, but I don't know what to do if they start attacking me. All right, I'm gonna start to wind this one down. I do have a couple good messages for you guys tonight for y'all. So I got a couple upcoming videos I'm working on. So I did a video, speaking of medicinal plants, I did a video about one that's good for anxiety that I want you to check out. No, it's not the plant that you're thinking of. So that's coming up sometime this month. I don't know if it's going to be this Tuesday or the following Tuesday, but it is coming this month. And again, please, if you're tuning in now, I'm going to drop these links again. Check out my friend Celine Ferocious. And my friend, here she comes on the chat, and my friend Augie's Silver Fitness. Let's drop his link in the chat. They're so close to 1,000. If y'all could help me push them over 1,000, I'd really appreciate it. Tell them that Prepping with Sarge sent you over. Really appreciate that. Y'all are awesome. I have the best audience. I really do. And I can't wait to do that 5,000 subscriber giveaway with you. So let's start thinking about that together. Father's Day is coming up. Don't forget, start thinking about, if you haven't already, thinking about what you're going to get for your dad. Check out my links. Lots of good companies in there. Maybe your dad's still using a flashlight from 1980s. Time to get rid of that. You got to upgrade him. Get him a Powertac flashlight. Get him something from Wazoo, like that fire starting necklace, right? Get him something cool. Get him a knife from Smoky Mountain Knife Works. I love Smoky Mountain Knife Works. Get him a new pocket knife. All right, last thing here is I always end with a positive message, and this is it. If you all want, please, hey, David Lynn's good to see you. If you all want, don't forget, Bacon goes live usually later on Friday nights. Check out his stream. It's always fun. Bring a beverage, bring a good sense of humor. You will have a good time, I promise. Positive message. This is one I was thinking about for myself, honestly. And then I thought, you know what, I'm going to make this my message on Friday because I want to share it with other people. We need to stop comparing ourselves to other people, right? And thinking like, and I'll tell you how sometimes I've been guilty of this. And I try to combat this. I try to use my good cognitive skills to manage this. But sometimes, when I'm searching around, watching some prepper videos, things like that, I'll see a channel and be like, man, why does that guy have a million subscribers? Like, he's just sitting in his truck, reading a letter, like I don't get it. It's not good to do that. We should not compare ourselves to, some of you know who I'm talking about. It's not good to do that. Like we should not compare ourselves to other people. We really shouldn't. Everybody's on a different journey. And instead of like worrying about like why I don't have 1 million subscribers, I'm really making a mindful effort to be thankful and grateful for the 4,000 subscribers that I do, and everybody who shows up on my Friday night prepper pre-parties, Friday night prepper pre-party show, right? And everybody who hits the like button and everybody who leaves a comment. That's where it's at, folks, right? And you're so much happier when you can do this. When you drop the envy and when you stop worrying about comparing yourself to other people and you realize, man, I got 4,000 people that subscribe to my channel. I got on average like 150 who watch my videos, and I've got like 50 or so who give me a like, and then I've got another 50 or so who leave me a comment. Like, how blessed am I that I got people that want to hear what I have to say? That's awesome. That is awesome. Like, forget about the other channel. Like, we don't need to be thinking like that. And when you do, you almost, I feel like there's like this spiritual thing that you intentionally don't grow. Not just like growth in like subscribers, but grow in like yourself, like grow spiritually, because like you're worried too much about somebody else's stuff instead of focusing on yourself, right? So that's not just like YouTube. Think about everything in your life. Think about what the Joneses. Think about your neighbor that just put a pool in, and your neighbor that just bought a Tesla. And think about like I don't know, you're at a barbecue and your buddy shows you a really cool pocket knife, and like your friend's got the iPhone, was there 16 is coming out now, right? And your buddy's got the PlayStation 5, and so and so's got a Coach purse, and so and so's got Prada shoes or whatever, right? Like stop. Worry about yourself. If you want nice things, save up your money and get the nice things, right? But stop like thinking like I have to catch up with them or I need to be like them, because it's not doing you any good. It's not doing me any good, right? We got to stop thinking like that. So, and if you're a Christian, then, again, what is it? Don't covet your neighbor, right? Like, so, there's something there too. So I hope that reaches any people. Again, it was more a message from me and myself this week, but I thought, you know what, I'm gonna share it. I'm gonna go ahead and do that, because I was finding myself doing that a little bit. I was like, why is this? Why is this person doing better than me? Stop. Be grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm grateful for all of you, and I hope you all have a great weekend. And I hope that you enjoy yourselves. You get outside. If your city's not filled with smoke, right? If you can get outside, hug your loved ones. Judy May Collins, is good to see you. Appreciate you. And see if I missed anybody else, and then we'll call it. Nerdy Prepper, Treasure Investor, appreciate you. Thank you so much for popping by. Excited friends. Yeah, exactly. All right, welcome new people. We're gonna call it a night here. Enjoy your weekend. Have a wonderful weekend. Don't forget to check out Bacon's channel later on. Got all kinds of links at the top of the chat. Make sure you check those out. All right, and check out Celine and check out Augie and check out Digital Prepper. And while you're and Uncle, and while you're over at Digital Preppers, tell them that you need some instructional videos on how to fight the AI apocalypse. Hey, keep planting your seeds, keep stacking your silver. This is Prepping with Sarge.